All right, the BT 120 Basement Tapes, episode number 120. I promised you last episode I'd throw you maybe a circle curve, some off speed stuff, but this is, again, some off speed stuff, perhaps, or not even off speed, but it's not a fastball. This is straight up ankle breaking. Ankle breaking stuff here in 1962, and it's made by Topps, this set. And I mentioned the 1959 Fleer is my favorite non-sports vintage set. This has to be a close second, and this is the 1962 Topps Civil War News set. A crazy set, a gory set, and a kind of a polarizing set, perhaps, because proved 100 years after the Civil War that there was still a sentiment out there, pro or con, depending on which side you stand on. There was enough to get some cards out there to celebrate the victories, the defeats, and the agonies of the Civil War. I have the complete set of 88 cards, and these cards are not all created equal because there are some historical characters in here, obviously. And these cards, I have sold out most of my, I think I had 2 sets of these at one point. I've sold out most of my dupes too. These are very popular cards. Oddly enough, a lot of them I send to southern addresses. So take that for what it's worth. But I find that to be interesting as well. Let's get to Beckett. Beckett just says it's produced by Topps. It says that the average value is $11.38, $1,001 total value. Total cards 88. A set from 625 to 1250. I'd say on the higher range of that, you can get a set of these because these are kind of a hot item. Top 3 cards here, according to Beckett. I know what the top one is, and we'll probably learn more about why later on, but I know what the top card is. We have a checklist. We have card number 1, and then we have the Riverboat Explodes. I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but you got Lincoln in there, you got Lee, you got Jefferson Davis, all sorts of stuff. So let's look at this on TCDB. 1962 Topps Civil War News, 88 cards, inserts and related sets. Now, there are some inserts here, which I'll discuss in the next episode, so I'll leave that be. Packaging, let's look at the packaging. Civil War. There it is. There's the wax box, and you can see rack packs, and you can see another wax box, and a pack of 5-cent cards, and a pack of 1-cent cards. And it's a fascinating set. Not only historical, but it's just a fascinating set with the artwork and the gore that is displayed and stuff like that. So obviously aimed towards kids, but also considered a teaching moment. Civil War bubblegum, 5 cents, extra facsimile Confederate money in every pack, and that'll be the insert we talk about in a future episode. The rack packs are there as well. Lots of money inserted there, and all that stuff. So Civil War bubblegum, extra facsimile Confederate money in every pack, 5 cents. Topps chewing gum manufacturer, Brooklyn, New York. Made and printed in USA. Gum-based sugars, corn syrup flavor, and U.S. certified color. Contents 1 slab. Bubblegum plus picture cards. Bazooka bubblegum is the goal here, and we are advertising that. Also, the 1-cent packs. Big comics, big twin chews, exciting prizes. Young America's favorite. And there is Johnny Reb and a Union as well, and then a little skirmish going on in the background. So pushing the Confederate money on us pretty heavily. Trivia here. It says American card catalog reference is R709-5. So let's go to the gallery here. And card number 1, the Angry Man, I believe that's John Brown, is storming Harper's Ferry, which is the home of my brother Joseph. Civil War News, Harper's Ferry, October 16th, 1959. John Brown raids U.S. Arsenal. A violent raid by a northern band led by John Brown shocked the nation today. Sweeping down from Ohio, the fanatic group seized tried to seize the United States arsenal. With only a handful of men to support him, John Brown had hoped to acquire sufficient weapons so that he could start a slave rebellion. Failing to obtain the ammunition, Brown did succeed in gaining control of an engine house. The United States is sending a troop of Marines to Harper's Ferry to capture the renegade band. High officials in the government had hoped to negotiate the serious slavery issue, but tensions between the North and the South reached its highest peak today. So October 16th, 1951, we're still a couple years out from the Civil War, and things are starting to percolate. The back of this card kind of features, it's a red back. Well, it's a gray back with a red border, but it has a peel back, just kind of like the 1962 Topps baseball does on the front. So interesting stuff in there. Jefferson Davis in 1961 is, or 1861, I guess, is flying the Confederate flag over the Capitol in Alabama. And the war is on, folks. The war starts on April 12th, 1861. So stuff has hit the fan. Card number 4 says Rebel Power. Card number 5 is Exploding Fury, and there's a cannon exploding and people getting their faces blown off. Pool to Safety is another card. There are dead people floating in that picture clearly. Death at Sea is card number 7. Card number 8 is Destructive Blow. The Merrimack sinks another Fed ship. Savage's Attack is card number 9. Of course, wouldn't be a card set if we didn't blame the Indians for something. Destruction at Sea. Again, the Monitor turns back the Merrimack. So there's all sorts of land and sea shenanigans. There's an attack on Front Royal. That's in the wintertime. Looks cold there. Bloody Combat in Kernstown, Virginia, card number 12. 13, A Dying Effort, Cross Keys, Virginia. 14, Fight to the Finish, Shiloh, Tennessee. Nature's Fury is card number 15. Direct Hit, New Orleans, card number 16. Flaming Raft, again, New Orleans, card 17. 18 is Death to the Enemy, Williamsburg, Virginia. 19 is Pushed to His Doom, a Winchester, Virginia card. Death Falls, card number 20. We're talking about Fair Oaks, Virginia, and we're seeing people in balloons over top of the battlefield, and one gentleman is on fire. His balloon is on fire, and he has leapt out of the balloon and about to do a belly flop in the meadow below. Painful Death, Port Republic, Virginia. Wave of Death, the 7-day battle. Crushed by Wheels, Mechanicsville, Virginia. There are people being run over by wheeled vehicles, whether those are cannons, carriages, or trains. And there are people dying by wheels. After the battle, Gaines Mills, Virginia. That's chock filled with dead people. Hanging the Spy, Eden, PA. So we're hanging a spy right there in front of your very eyes. Messenger of Death, Fraser's Farm, Virginia. 27 is the Massacre at White Oaks, Virginia. 28 is the Cannon Roars at Malvern Hill, Virginia. 29 is the Bridge of Doom in Rustburg, Virginia. 30 is Charging the Bullets in Manassas, Virginia. Moving on to next, it says Terror at Sea, New Orleans. There's people dying in the water, jumping from ships, all sorts of crazy stuff. Death Struggle in Antietam Creek, Maryland. Fight for Survival is card 33 in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Wall of Corpses, also in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Gasping for Air, Stones River, is card 35. Card 36, The Midnight Raid, Hartsdale, Virginia. Or does that say Marysdale? I don't know. Something's going on there in Virginia. 37, Death Barges in Twin Forks, Georgia. 38, General Grant is in Northern Headquarters. So General Grant makes an appearance. 39, General Lee in Southern Headquarters. 40 is Bullets of Death, Port Gibson, Mississippi. 41, Protecting His Family in Westford, Virginia. The battle continues in card 42 in Chancellorsville, Virginia. Costly Mistake, Chancellorsville, Virginia. Shot to Death, Jackson, Mississippi. The Riverboat Explodes in Memphis, Tennessee, in card number 45. A Vicious Attack in Gettysburg, PA. 46, Death Battle, Seminary Ridge, PA. Smashing the Enemy, Champions Hill, Mississippi, is card 48. The explosion happens at Port Hudson, Louisiana, in card 49. Stolen Secrets, Pauline Cushman, she's a spy. She's stealing secrets Card number 50. We're getting there, folks. Horse Thieves in Simstown, Kentucky. And card 51. Card 52, Friendly Enemies, Chattanooga, Tennessee. There's two men dying in the field, offering a canteen between them with dead people and explosions in the background. Train of Doom, Chattanooga, Tennessee. Stoneman's cavalry came and tore up the tracks again, as they said in the night they drove Old Dixie down. The Horseman Falls in card 54, Chickamauga, Georgia. The Silent Drum, New Lisbon, Ohio. Card 56 is Burst of Fire, Lookout Mountain, Tennessee. Card 57, Hand to Hand Combat, Missionary Ridge, Tennessee. Card 58, Angel of Mercy, Clara Barton makes her rookie debut. Submarine Attack is card number 59 in Charleston, Virginia. 60 is the Suicide Charge at Fort Pillow, Tennessee. Card number 61 is the Flaming Forest, the Wilderness, Virginia. The General Dies, also in the Wilderness, Virginia. I guess that was John Sedgwick would die. Ambushed, Yellow Tavern, Virginia. Looks like the rebels are getting their tails kicked here. Jaws of Death, Bloody Angle, Virginia. Flaming Death, Spotsylvania, Virginia. Victim of the War, looks like Resica, Georgia. Deadly Duel, New Hope Church, Georgia. The Will to Win, Cold Harbor, Virginia. Death in the Water, that is Cherbourg, France. So we go overseas there for our battles. A battle fought overseas off of Cherbourg, France. The Sniper is active in Haven Falls, Georgia. No Escape in Whistle Falls, Georgia. The Cannon's Victim, Peachtree Creek, Georgia. Things are getting heavy in Georgia. Through the Swamp in Gray Embers, Georgia, there is an alligator being stabbed in a bayonet by a Union soldier. Fighting for Victory, Atlanta, Georgia. The Family Flees, also Atlanta, Georgia. Blazing Cannon, Mobile Bay, Alabama. Trapped, Fishers Hill, Virginia. Sudden Attack, Cedar Creek, Virginia. Council of War, Lincoln and Grant. So there is Abe Lincoln and General Grant on a card together. City in Flames, Atlanta, Georgia. Looks like Sherman right there. Deadly Defense is card 81, Nashville, Tennessee. Destroying the Rails, Savannah, Georgia, is card 82. 83 is The Looters, Savannah, Georgia. 84 is Deadly Arrows, Columbia, South Carolina. 85, Attack from Behind, Waynesboro, Virginia. Dynamite Victim is 86, Petersburg, Virginia. 87, The War Ends. There is Appomattox, Virginia, with General Lee and General Grant. And 88 is the Checklist. The Checklist is a pretty big deal. That can fetch, if that thing's graded properly, that is a 3-figure at least card. Last card in the set, and has the 88 cards plus the insert checklist on the back of that. So it's a big card in the series. There's a lot of big cards. It's gory, and it's historical, and it might not quite be so accurate. Haven't read all the backs, but it certainly was accurate in 1962 when this thing was distributed. So again, probably my second favorite non-sports vintage set. A true classic and a very popular set with collectors of vintage non-sports cards. So that's it. That's Basement Tapes 120, the 1962 Topps Civil War